everybody, welcome back to Deciphering Crypto. Today we are going to be talking about the new token, Net Tensor. This token just released in February 28, 2024. It is an AI infrastructure model, so it's going to provide services for hardware, software, networking, and then also some privacy. It is a very interesting concept, so let's get into it. The first service they plan on offering is going to be Net Cloud, and this is going to be a virtual private server and then a remote desktop protocol for AI infrastructure. They're also going to offer a product called Net GPU, and this is renting or leasing GPU to run large language model AIs and rendering capabilities. They are also going to offer Net VPN, which is a networked virtual private network. So you would be able to use that network to create privacy. They also are going to offer Net Tensor. And Net Tensor is a Polygon CDK app chain AI infrastructure. Now, really just delving into a lot of this didn't really necessarily make a lot of sense to me. And then I think, who's going to lease and who is going to rent this space for AI models? But the future holds plenty of AI businesses that are going to be developed. Now, let's say you wanted to develop a AI business. We want to develop a travel agency that is AI assisted. Somebody can say, plan a vacation to Portugal. You can just tell your AI to plan it and it will plan it out. And then it would even be to the point where it would purchase your plane tickets. It would reserve your hotel, and it's going to take care of all that. But in order to form that business, you are going to need access to lots of services. In order to run an AI model or to network from an AI model, you would have to invest a vast amount of money into infrastructure to create that business if you were going to own it yourself. So Net Tensor is providing a cloud, so you would be able to take the large language model and put it on a cloud so that it would be available to access from people in the world to your small business through the cloud. And then with the app chain, you would be able to have teammates collaborating on that project through the app chain and through the BitTensor API that would allow them to work on the project and have that all be on chain. You're going to have infrastructure. Now, the GPUs that are going to be available are going to be A100s, H100s, and L40s. The L40 is for rendering graphics. So if you wanted to have a game, you can place the game and the protocol on the cloud, and then their computer infrastructure runs the game and operates the AI model, as opposed to you wanting to start an AI business, buying the computer, getting the massive network connection required to operate this. Because these processors, the NVIDIA H100 and the A100, which are going to be available on Net Tensor to lease, if you wanted to buy one of these processors like an H100 processor or a GPU, starting cost is going to be about $40,000 to $45,000. That's just for the GPU. And I can't even imagine how much storage are you going to have for the AI model itself for some of these large language models and this stuff. And then you're going to have a massive network connection, because you're going to have people that are networking and collaborating on doing the training of the AI model and the inference on the AI model to get it prepared. Because even when you set up training, you're going to provide it with the AI model a bunch of data so that you can get it close to what you want, and then you're going to have to train it. After that all requires, the training and the learning all requires a massive amount of GPU, and this is massive amount of computing power. All these small businesses having to buy all of this individual hardware and infrastructure themselves, they can actually just rent or lease it, and it's much more cost effective, and it's going to give many more opportunities to small businesses. As far as user interfaces, they have one user interface that's available right now, and that's the cloud, and it's through Telegram, the Net Cloud bot. I like web pages that are pretty, that are easy to click on, that just have buttons, and these Telegram, it just feels like I'm using a calculator from like the 80s. I hope the user interfaces get better. Maybe Telegram gets better, or the web page will eventually be better, especially because they have a lot that are under development right now as far as on the roadmap. So they have the Net Cloud bot, which sample or beta had just been released. They have the cloud dashboard. They have staking. They have GPU services. They have the VPN service. They have the remote procedure call. There's a lot of user interface items that they are going to be producing producing here within the next 3 to 9 months, which also brings me to the dashboard. Lots of things that are on the dashboard. It definitely shows they're going to be taking the Net Tensor token for all of these services. They will be using the NAO token for payment for all of those. That is where their revenue stream. So if you're a token holder, you can use it to pay for services. You can also stake your tokens. 1% of the taxes and a portion of the revenue is going to be paid back in revenue sharing to token holders that are staking. As far as security goes, I didn't see anything really on security. And quite honestly, I know that when you're on the network and it's on chain, the security is backed up by blockchains. There wasn't any type of mention of security audits on the roadmap, but there was a privacy service team. So they are taking privacy seriously. As far as support goes, all the support right now is just through Telegram. So if you want to support, if you have any questions, you can go to Telegram. They're very responsive. That's good. Reputation, they do have a roadmap. There aren't any dates. I don't like that. I like to have goals. I like to have dates so we can judge the team on achieving goals within a time frame. As far as any social activity, they are fairly active on Twitter. They do have some 2 or 3 day gaps, but they're obviously still very active. They have multiple partnerships. They have partnerships with GraphLink and BitBase and OXScan. There's 7,700 followers on Twitter, about 4,100 followers on Telegram. And the devs actually do regularly post on Telegram as far as updates, as far as any new news. So that seems to be the best place to get the brand new news. One other thing is almost 6,000 people hold this token. So the tokens are really spread around. That's good. I think that largest token holder for this project is like 1.8%. And that's excellent. So you don't have one person that gobbled up a bunch of the tokens right at the beginning and they have like 10 or 15% that they can just dump on everybody else all at once when they decide that they don't like the token or want to buy something else. So that is fantastic. Tokenomics, there's 100 million tokens. 70% of those are locked in LP. 30% of those are vested, and then they are going to be released 10% every month, 10% every 2 months, and then another 10% every 3 months. And that's for different aspects, for staking, for listings, for partnerships, for future development. And they'll be releasing those over the next year or two. All of the LP, the 70% of the token that is locked up for a year. And they've already said that they plan on extending it after that year is up. So currently you can only buy this token on Uniswap version 2. It is available on the Ethereum ecosystem. I'm really looking forward to the developments that this team and this project, it's really kind of overwhelming the more I look into it. Some of these companies are developing AI infrastructure and chains and networks and GPU for us, and you'll be able to use AI to create AI products just with normal language. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at Net Tensor. I hope you learned something. Remember, crypto is risky. This project could be at zero tomorrow. Make sure to do your own research. I do own this token. I think it's going to be a fantastic project. I'm expecting this to be at least $500 million project going into the future. If you enjoyed the episode, please give me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate you coming on the journey with me. I hope you're learning something because I sure am. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time on Deciphering Crypto. Take care.